Okay. Out again in the early morning. It's currently 10 degrees. I am definitely dressed for a summer ride, so it's a little bit nippy, let's say, just at the minute. That said, yeah, all good. It's supposed to get up to 17 by 10 o'clock, so I am definitely going to see if I can just grin and bear it until then. I do have a neck buff on. Seems to make all the difference, actually, a neck buff. Somehow it keeps everything from the neck down a little bit warmer. I like that. So when it gets hot, that'll come off, go in the back pocket, and hopefully we'll enjoy some nice warm sun. Haha, right. That'll do. I did actually put lights on the bike this morning, not radar, but just simple rear lights. Actually, they're the Cat Eye Viz 150. They're the ones we used to use all the time before Magic Shine were kind enough to come on board and send us some CME lights and the radar lights, and I still have them. Every now and then they're just what I want, something simple. I don't want the head unit to be bleeping at me the whole time. So here we go. Today the Viz 150s come out. As you can tell, just here, that would have just been constant beeping. So around town I find the radar a little bit annoying. Quite useful to know if there's 1, 2 or 3 cars behind you sometimes, has to be said, but absolutely no replacement for looking over your shoulder. Now, of course, I've said about riding around town and the radar lights beeping. I don't actually know where I'm going today. I haven't got a clue. I guess that's the thing. It doesn't matter now. I'm not in any kind of hurry. I don't have to be back by a certain time. It's about 6:15 in the morning, so still getting out before the traffic. Maybe I'll get out of town before the traffic. We'll see. Gonna try and keep it steady today. We got the Isle of Wight randonnée coming up on Sunday. Today is Thursday, so I don't want to be going too mad, and other than maybe riding down the shops to get some supplies, this will probably be the last ride before Sunday. The roads are a lot busier now it gets light in the mornings. Yeah, I think that early morning daylight Gives people an incentive, doesn't it, to get up and get things done. So where am I heading? I don't know, but I guess out towards Christchurch, seeing as I've come this way already. So yeah, the Isle of Wight Randonnée. It's usually a big day. Get down to the ferry at 8 o'clock in the morning. Pretty much 70 miles around the island, 5,500 feet of climbing, maybe a little bit more even. And nothing there. And yeah, and then ride home again. Works out to be just over 100 miles. About 6,000 feet of climbing, 6.5. In fact, the easiest bit of the day, that's changing. Let him go first. Now let's join him. Yeah, the easiest part of the day is actually getting to and from the ferry. So it's pretty much flat. All the climbing is on the island, and even that is quite compressed because we come in at Yarmouth and not really any hills until you get to, well, quite a way into Cowes, or towards Cowes anyway. Yeah, it starts quite gentle and then just gradually gets steeper and steeper, and all of a sudden for the rest of the day it's up and down. I'm having that. Yeah. Yeah, and that's the way it stays for the rest of the day. Up and down. Flipping out, this is busy, isn't it? Right, what have we got? We have green. Yeah, stick it in the comments. So, as things stand at the moment, it might be a nice day on Sunday. I can tell you now, if there's any hint of rain, I'm not going. The charity can take their money, I'm quite happy about that. We've made a donation, that is the whole point. I think the last 5 trips, maybe even 6, no, 5 for sure, to the Isle of Wight, yeah, wind and rain. Yeah. Oh, you're coming round, are you? He is. I don't remember any of this traffic in January, February and March. 1st of May today. Yeah, early morning sunlight, look at it. Right, I'm on the road bike today, so we won't be going through Dudmore Lane. I will still be going along the Avon Causeway probably. Now everything's fine at the minute with the bikes. I do need to put new brake pads in this one. Julie's I've already checked over. That horrible creaking that happened on our trip to Mallorca was actually the cassette. Strange, yeah. It seemed tight enough. Everything seems to be okay with it. But I swapped out the cassette. Yeah, all noises have disappeared. It's just why do these things happen? Well, she'd been using that cassette for only a few months really. I'm going to have a proper look at it because possibly it got loose, a bit of grit got between a couple of the cogs. I don't know, I can't explain it, but what I've done is given it a damn good clean and put it on this bike. So we'll see what happens. If it's still creaking, then maybe it can be a sign to the recycling bin. It is steel after all, something that can be easily recycled. Yeah, the Isle of Wight has some very steep hills. Yeah, baby gear, and just winch yourself up. So I didn't really want to give Julie, you know, a creaking noise to accompany that. Even though it seems to be okay so far on this bike. You know, we went up Bullbarrow the weekend. Not a hint. I don't know. Yeah, we'll give it a whiz, and I don't suppose there'll be too many hills today. Maybe we'll find some on purpose, just so we can give it a test. So anyway, yes, the Isle of Wight Round today. It's a charity event, effectively. Obviously it costs you the ferry fee to get over there. There will be thousands of cyclists. I don't know the exact number. I think it's, yeah, it's somewhere near to 3,000, 2,500, 3,000. And there's effectively three ferry ports on the island, so everybody tends to go across on the 8 o'clock ferry from wherever their nearest port is. For us it's Lymington, probably the shortest crossing as well. You can also go from Southampton and Portsmouth. You better be quick, mate. I know what you're thinking. Yeah, he was, wasn't he? Where he came racing up. Anyway. Yeah, so it's not like you have thousands of cyclists starting from the same place. There's no closed roads, but it happens at the same day every year. Locals know about it. It's mostly quiet roads. Yeah, you're a little bit close there, weren't you, mate? I don't mind, but no hand up to say thanks because you're a bit close. Yeah, the route around the Isle of Wight has been devised to keep you out of town, keep you out of the way. You do dip into towns for food stops and things like that. There are, I'm going to have to wait and turn here. I'm going to squeeze down the side there, it's far too narrow. What is there? Well, there's 5 checkpoints that you need to just zap the QR code to say you've been there. What is it? 3 or 4 of them are actually food stops as well. I think it's 4 of them. You know, proper food, cheese rolls, ham rolls, cakes, coffees, all very cheap, all goes towards the charity. So it's actually, it's a ride of about 15 to 20 miles between food stops. That's what it is. It's 17 miles to the ferry, and obviously back. And once you're on the island, yeah, sort of 15 to 20 miles between food stops. Woo-wee. Yes, that is a bike path on the other side of the road. But how'd you get on it? Not a single drop curb, and yeah. And how dangerous would it be trying to cross the traffic? Anyway, we'll turn away from the airport in a minute and things should quieten down. I'm taking the lane now. Nothing coming along. Of course the van would have hidden me from view there. So for all you I've got priority jockeys out there, doesn't mean you don't take care. Yeah, I could have been well and truly hidden by that van as a vehicle hit the roundabout. So you still have a responsibility to yourself. Right, here we go. Avon Causeway. Wow, that's warm. Hey, over the spur road. And just ahead here on the right is where we join the this is where we join the Avon Causeway from Dudmore Lane there, on the gravel ride the other day. What was that? Ride along 25? Anyway, it was a Castleman Loop video. Obviously it got us over the spur road in Christchurch at the hospital there, down to Christchurch, fair mile. Yeah, Dudmore Farm Road I think it is, and then Dudmore Lane, which basically goes all along those trees over there. Now you can probably tell, well I certainly can, I am still protecting my heart rate with slow cadence. Although in Mallorca I felt pretty good actually, has to be said. Before that, and since coming back, not felt so good. I don't know if it's just plain flu on the return journey, or colder weather, damper weather, just not feeling that lovely warmth. That's a shame. Yeah, nose is running, throat's a bit clogged up. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Bloody hell. Traffic everywhere today. Right, is that another 5, 6 cars coming that way? $7 starters maybe? It's about 25 to 7. Or does that just show what a difference 10 minutes makes? Or whatever it is. yes, I feel like I'm just constantly complaining about not feeling 100%. It's crazy, isn't it? I suppose the other possibility, is it the food? I mean, the food on holiday felt light and easy to digest, you know, just went through the system as you'd expect. I certainly don't feel like that a couple of weeks after coming back. I mean, we're even eating salads and trying to do the right thing, but yeah, I don't feel the same. It does make you wonder, doesn't it? And no, I don't think there's some big conspiracy with the food. I do think that obviously anything that comes in a packet has been filled with to maximise profit and perceived quality when you look at it on the shelves. Runner up. But I don't know, just feel heavy. That said, morning. Of course, in Mallorca we were riding every other day, and that's got to make you feel fitter, isn't it? Must do. Okay, it's got to, isn't it? And I'm saying all this, and that's exactly what I told Julie. She said to me that a couple of days after we got back, how she'd lost weight, she was feeling fit, and how all those months in the gym had done her good. I did point out we just had 2 weeks riding a bike every other day, doing 75 miles, 70 to 75 miles, and several thousand feet. That's got to make a difference, isn't it? And even in the cafe stops over there, depending on how far we had to go, we weren't having big meals. Maybe one bit of cake to share, or a bocadilla. We tended to share those as well. So that would have helped. Well, the sun is almost above the hedges. Certainly feeling warmer already. I don't know if that's because I'm making an effort. Like I said, today's Thursday, Isle of Wight is Sunday. I'm trying not to go too hard, but somehow I just seem to fall into a natural rhythm. I am in zone 2. I don't know if that's all BS, if that really makes a difference. It might do if you're some elite pro with, you know, perfect physiology and everything else, but for a bloke who's knocking on 60, I don't think so. I think just riding is enough. I think it's a pleasure to do it, and I feel very fortunate to be able to do it. So yeah, you can talk zone 2 all you like, and I'm sure zone 2 does help, but does it have the full effect that we're told? Do any of us really have enough hours in the week to do proper zone 2 training? Well, I suppose from that point of view I sort of do now. But even I have things to do in the real world, so I will be riding my bike, but possibly not every day for 5 hours doing zone 2. Nasty little rise this. Not for skinny racing whippets, obviously. Probably don't even notice it. But for people like me, yeah, you definitely notice it. Oh yeah, that feels great. Alright, the sweat is starting to come. Almost time to take the neck buff off. Do I wait for a natural stop when the battery goes? We'll see. Yeah, we're good. This used to be called Rhododendron Mile. There will be lots of colour at some point along there. I'm sure back in the day my nan used to come out here and get cuttings. She was quite green fingered. One of the things she enjoyed throughout her life. Kept her fit, kept her outside. She ran her first marathon when she was 69. She obviously got bored with gardening at that point and thought she'd do something a little bit more vigorous. Oh, nice. I hope it's like this Sunday. I think the thing that's disappointing about the last few visits to the Isle of Wight, you don't get the views. There are some amazing cliff top views, countryside, but when it's raining and dull, you don't get any of that. And I do feel like we've made the same video for the last 4 years. Way bumpy bumpy. I'm also going to strip down the brakes on this. I think I've got time. You probably hear that bump rattle going over the bumps. Well, I think the sponge cover that goes over the brake lines, I might have been a little bit robust, let's say, in the way I pulled the brake line through. So I just want to take the head off, have a look down the frame and check that's in place properly, because there's no reason for it to be rattling. And yeah, if needs be, I'll put new brake pipes in and do it properly. Right, let's go this way. Slight deviation on last week's ride. Charles's Lane on the right there. It's a lovely climb up Crow Hill, or to the top of Crow Hill, out onto the forest. 0 cars usually. Mid-morning and afternoon you might get horses. There's a couple of riding schools along there, but that's no problem, is it? So, 4 weeks. 4 weeks into retirement. Now, everything seems to be going as planned at the moment. Seems to be working. I am very happy not to have to get up in the mornings, but I'm also quite happy to choose to get up and get out. Yeah, all good. So yeah, it's all sort of working. It's nice. I haven't got bored yet. One thing that hasn't happened, Julie and I haven't actually managed to ride together the whole time. Time has been used up on different things. Julie likes her gym, meets up with girlfriends, and sees her mum and dad, helps them out. They need a bit of a support right now. I get involved with that when I need to, when I'm required, just to make, you know, I'm sort of in a support role to the support worker, if you like. Richard also gets involved in that when needed, but Richard will be moving to Brighton in a couple of weeks' time. He's got friends there, and they've got a shared house. One of them's moving out, moving to London, so there's a spare room. Richard has said, yeah, I'll take that. So we will be retired, and we'll have got rid of both the kids. Perfect. Okay. Even though it's a bit windy, we'll go this way because that way it's a little bit busy. Once we get round the corner there, let's go right. Yeah, so I suppose what you can say is gradually we're getting used to having each other around. You know, we did have 14 days in a hotel room, effectively a box with a shower and toilet, and we didn't kill each other. In fact, hardly a cross word was said. In fact, I'm not sure any cross words were said. So that went well. But there is something to be said for that term, isn't there? Getting away from it all. That's what a holiday stroke vacation is, isn't it? Even though you're the same person, even though you have to go to bed, get up, use the toilet, shower, do all the day-to-day stuff you would normally do at home, you don't have to do the day-to-day stuff you would normally do at home, like cleaning, washing, making the beds. You know, the weather's great every day. That doesn't happen at home, does it? Let's be honest. Well, not here, it doesn't. We're very lucky. I would say 12 and a half days out of the 14 were perfect. The last 4 days there was maybe a couple of hours of rain in the morning, then it would clear, and yeah, the sun's out within an hour, everything's dry and it's wonderful again. Careful here. No, we're good. Yeah, you'll see on one of the rides we did get wet, but again that was just a couple of hours in an afternoon. By the evening it had stopped. We're back out walking around the town again. So yeah, very lucky, really lucky, because quite early in the season they do have storms, and they did have rain for a week or so after, on and off, so we feel like we got away with it. Looks like they had an absolute downpour on the morning of the 312, but again that cleared, dried up, but not a good way to start, eh? Right, got to be careful. I'm going to go on the path here actually, because that is a slip road off the dual carriageway there. So they do come down this slip road at 70 miles an hour. There is one coming, so I'm going to wait before I get on the road. There you go. Good decision to BMW. Right, all clear behind. It's good. Right, what we got? Okay, let's do that. You can hear the noise, I'm sure. It's the A31. So if you go up the spur road from Bournemouth, you join up with the A31. It goes across the south and is the main road towards London. Yeah, you follow it up to, well, Cadnam, which is just the other side of the New Forest. It turns into the M27, and then morning at Rownham's, just north of Southampton. You turn onto the M3, that takes you all the way to London. I mean, they classify the M3 as a motorway. I'm pretty sure it's a cone storage area, because I don't think in the whole of my lifetime driving I've ever been up the M3 and not had cones at some point. I think they've just run out of room to store them, so they leave them out on the M3. I don't know, maybe you've got a motorway like that near you, but out of all of the motorways locally, the M3 has always got cones out. Absolutely ridiculous. I think possibly they fiddle with it to test things out. Smart motorways, that sort of thing, signage. So they're constantly working on it. But yeah, I used to go up and down there all the time into London. Always cones, always something. Woo! Is that wind? Or am I just getting sluggish? It's supposed to be a northwesterly, I think, for the next few days. So in theory, I am riding into the wind at the minute. Right. Eyes open. Watch out for frogs and toads. And Ford Rangers. Oh look, they've resurfaced this. This is brilliant. And they've still left some of the holes on it. But the worst bits seem to have been done, which is nice. Shouldn't be any water in the Ford today. We haven't actually had rain, proper rain, for quite a long time now. Yeah, it's well down. It's not even over the first step. Right, nothing coming, nothing behind. Let's get on the smooth bit in the middle. Bit chillier now. Ringwood, isn't it? It's always flipping cold. Oh, bumps. Or should I say colder than down by the coast. We have gained quite a lot of elevation, even though it's been pretty flat. Ringwood is high enough just that it does trap the clouds that come over the coast, so it does back up and you do get rain. And there's a very definite line in the spur road just past the airport, dry one side, wet the other, and that happens more often than you would think. Yeah, once you got to go up Matcham's Hill, Vomit Hill, call it what you will, it is high enough that yeah, Ringwood just catches the clouds, they back up and you get rain. From that point of view, Bournemouth Christchurch Pool is its own little microclimate to a point, you know, let's not get carried away here. It's not tropical while everything else is wet and cold, but there is certainly quite a difference considering the distance that they are away from each other. There we go. Always go for the cross members. No need to shake your feelings out, is there, on the cattle grids? If there's cross members, yeah, aim for those. Yeah, so there is a difference, but it's not huge. Just a couple of degrees, sometimes 3 or 4. And obviously wind chill and sun make a difference. So yes, a microclimate, but not hugely. Oh, hello. Bloody pedestrians walk where they like, don't they? Left or right? I tell you what, let's go left. Oh, there is a little bit of water in the ford. Well, it doesn't matter which way I go, I'm going to have to come across the ford at some point. So let's get it done now. So I've been running for just under an hour. Expect the camera will conk out anytime soon. I do have spare batteries. But I do wonder if 2 hours listening to me drone on whole is probably a bit much. So I might do this as an out and back video. We got another notification from Google the other day. We will be adding our own ads over the top of your manually chosen ones, just to maximize the potential of your earnings. Yeah, for some reason they must have missed the typo, because it said your earnings and not our earnings. So anyway, I've opted out of that. I don't know what that means. I'm sure it still means if I don't remember to do it, they'll just add their own. I guess ultimately it'll be, well, you switched off our ads, so we're not going to pay you for our ads, only for your own. Just because ultimately they just want full control, don't they? Because they want to maximise their profits, and they don't want to leave it to people like me to do that for them. Ibsley. You get a lot of ponies through here. There are a couple of places in the forest where the ponies congregate, and donkeys too. Hyde in, yeah, just in up the road at Hyde, where the potting shed is. Yeah, donkeys mostly. Ibsley. Yeah, ponies. Brockenhurst, famous for donkeys. Get postcards with donkeys on. And around here in October, during panage season, pigs. That said, here are some donkeys, not ponies. But yeah, I would say that Ibsley, you mostly see ponies. Huge ears, haven't they? There they come. A whole pedestrian line of them. I guess all the animals migrate, don't they, around the forest. As you can see, nobody ever has to cut the grass. It's always nipped down really low. Right, I wonder if there's any water in this ford. More donkeys. No, honestly, Ibsley is known for for the ponies. Oh dear. Maybe they're all meeting up for morning coffee and a chit chat. Young'uns. New camera battery in. I think everything's connected. There we go. That's just started, which is good. And away we go. It was very warm, stood in the sun there. Not so warm here in the shade, but in a minute I will be very much yeah, exposed, let's say. It's going to be very windy, sunny, and it could be quite busy as well. I'm going to go along Roger Penny Way, or whatever it's called, Roger Penny's Way, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that can be a nightmare. I think it's yes, driven Julie to the edge of meltdown on several occasions. It's bloody hard work. In the middle of the day it's not too bad, but it is the main road between Cadnam, the end of the M27, and Fordingbridge, really. Yeah, and out towards Downton there's a spur that goes that way, a fork. So there are lots of reasons to use that road. Yeah, depending on which direction you're coming from. That may or may not have escaped your notice, but yeah, this is a very flat route so far. Very bumpy road here, but it's kind of good because, as you can see, you do get traffic here. I do hope they'll come and fix this though. Yeah, so we are going to start climbing now. Not very far. You know, the word climbing, riding uphill, whatever you like, is relative, isn't it? If you live in the Yorkshire Dales, yeah, this is basically a false flat, isn't it? If you're a soft chubby cyclist from Bournemouth, this is a hill. Actually, that cassette is quite noisy, isn't it? That's not terrible, I suppose. Right. Hungerford Hill on the right there. That's a bit nasty. This one is short and sharp, let's say. We have a lot of these hills. Basically, just as you get used to them, they end. Unlike in Mallorca, where you can get yourself tuned in and just keep turning it over. A little bit of a crack there, isn't there? Bit of a creak. Okay. On balance. Time for a new cassette then. Here we are. Potting shed. Turn right. Fording bridge, turn left. All other routes straight on. This is also the way out to Hampton Ridge and the Bombing Arrow. We're really on the northern tip now of the New Forest. Even though it's a large area, It is quite compact in a way. We're sort of going around the boundary, if you like. Right, we know what's coming next, don't we? Right, get prepared. Right, get prepared. Look well ahead. Stay out of the gravel. Don't even bother pedalling. Oh, there's somebody in the road. Yeah, there you go. You see animals in the road. So you got to look well ahead. You can't always just rip at it. Well, we've seen a lot of donkeys this morning, haven't we? A lot of donkeys. Whee! Hello. Okay. Right, I got a car behind me now. He's going to push through. Oh, I've got to get the right gear now. Okay, out towards God's Hill. This is actually the way to Salisbury. We could follow the road out to Salisbury. Not today. Jesus. Smallest car in the world, loads of room. They've basically driven into a pothole. This, on the other hand, oh my god, get out of the way. Fucking hell. Yeah. The locals. Yeah. I think the term is no fucks given. And I'll tell you what, they always complain about the holiday makers, but it's always locals. Because they're always in a hurry. The only reason they complain about holiday makers is because they get in their way. Yeah, you can just tell. There we go. Alright. There we go. Ooh. Not had much luck today, am I, on these hills? Yeah, I think it's a case of This is our forest, you know. We got things to do, get out of the way. What are we on? Oh, it's only 10%. Then what's wrong with me? Fat and unfit. That's what's wrong with me. There we go. That's better. It doesn't take long to get going again. It's just the gravitational forces. When they're in play, yeah, everything stops. Okay. There you go. You can tell, can't you, already? This road is a very different look and feel. New chip and seal. Sandy Balls. Holiday Centre. I wonder how far this goes. Right, what we got here? Oh, blimey. No, it's not too bad in the end. Yeah, I've got GPS tracking going on the Insta this morning, and yeah, battery life is definitely shorter. Not too bad. Not quite sure how it works, but I'm tracking it on my phone, GPS. I assume, I'm making an assumption here, it adds in GPS points on the video, or do I have to download it separate and add it into the edit? Jesus. We shall see. Of course, I've got GPS on the Wahoo, so will it sync up? Will it make the stats a bit more accurate? There's always a bit of a slide on the GPS, so the video sometimes does run out by a couple of seconds to the stats, then it comes back in again. We'll see. I don't know if I'm wasting my time or if that extra tracking will be worth it. Right, here we go. Fully exposed to wind and sun from here on. I'm hoping actually, as I turn, because this is quite a big loop, this wind will actually end up as a tailwind. That'd be nice. Ooh-wee. I'm feeling that. I don't know if you can hear it on the mic, but that is pretty full on at the minute. Over 300 watts. Just to do 16 miles an hour. Now that transit could just sort of stay 20 feet in front of me, that'd be nice. Whew. A little bit of downhill there, that was nice. Just slightly. Right. Will things improve as I turn? Well, the wind is definitely coming from the side now, so let's say it's an improvement. Right, turn back into it now. Woo! What is going on there? New padding required. Wow. I'd forgotten what it was like to ride along here. I think this is called the Monster Loop. Right, another turn just up ahead. So we're going to go back into it for a minute. And hopefully turn away from it again. Yeah, I know. I was supposed to be taking it easy, wasn't I? Get some rest in before the weekend. Nearly there. Oh, yeah, a bit boring, actually. I've possibly chosen the wrong route for this. Alright, come on. Turn the corner. So what are we, 25 miles in. Average of 250 watts. 5 to 8 in the morning. Zone 4 at the minute. Yeah, my zones are low. They vary actually. It depends. You see, if I set my minimum and maximum when I'm overweight, my maximum is very low, so it skews the figures. But seeing as I'm overweight most of the time, it's probably the fairer of the two. Right, here's the road from Downton where it joins. Lots of traffic. Stay aware. There could be cars shooting across from the right as well. Take the fork. That's a bit better. Crosswind now. High risk route. Look out for the cows. Right, another turn here. I should start getting the benefit from the wind. Still very much a side wind at the minute, crosswind. So anyway, midlife fitness, active retirement. I don't know. So far so good, I suppose. The first goal was Mallorca. Still bloody slow on the climbs, but did it. Fast on the flats as always. So I think I did okay for that first 3 months doing the early morning rides. Right, car back. Yeah, you should be on me now. Yeah, right behind me now. Woo-wee. Yeah, so as I'm slowing down, I'm not feeling the headwind so much. So I think I've got a bit of help here. He's done well. Hold on, Alice. Ooh. Thank you. Perfect. Perfect. Oh yeah. There's a difference. Scary sound, isn't it? You know it's a truck with mud tyres. Anything can happen. Look at them everywhere. Right, good news. Wind is in our favour at the moment, perfect, and it's going to be mostly downhill from here. This is about as high as we get. Right, what we got? Nothing that way. What are these two Herberts doing? Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Oh, so glad to have got that bit done. I'd forgotten just how horrible it is, especially when you're solo. So this is the road from no man's land behind me to Stony Cross at the A31. We won't be going that far. We'll be going along the runway and back towards Ibsley. We won't go to Ibsley, but we'll turn at the forge, at the ford. Sorry. Yeah, the first ford we went through. That's where we'll make our turn for home. Well, we've got to decide which road to take back into Bournemouth. Now there's a good chance we'll have parted ways by then. But I guess I'll probably risk Matcham's Lane. By that time in the morning, everything should have calmed down by the industrial estates and the airport there, and it will close the loop at Herne Stores. Might even risk going back over the river. Right, perfect morning. Just about the right temperature now. Right, go on, if ever I wanted a car to start speeding, it's this one now. Right, which way is the van going? Okay, he's going around. That's good. Oh my goodness me. Oh my goodness me. Do you know what? This runway, it doesn't matter which direction you come from, there's always a headwind, yeah? Except today. Wow. I mean, there's a headwind now, but only because I've outrun the tailwind. Yeah, good day for a PR down here, I would have thought, if that's your thing. Though I do think with routes like this, you have to do it in both directions for it to count. Yeah, he's having a bit of struggle, isn't he? Alright. Bit of bum rest. Yeah, I definitely need new padding. It's got a bit saggy, or is that me? And yeah, it just ruffles up wrong. It's a shame, 'cause I really like these bib shorts. Yeah, I got them on the sewing machine, put a pocket in the back, just made them my own. They're perfect. Time for a new pair. See if I can get the same again. And am I wearing lycra? Am I all lycra today? Well, sort of. Got to remember, the lycra I wear has a button up front and a collar. So, does that count as lycra? I don't know. Doesn't have 3 pockets across the back, just has 2 zip-up pockets. It's a gravel shirt. Does that count as lycra? I don't know. I suppose it does. You got me on that one. Yeah, I always said I wasn't really into the lycra, and on the last couple of rides I have been in shorts and a Hawaiian shirt, no lycra. But on a morning like this, it's nice and warm. Yeah, a bit of thin, tight fitting lycra doesn't hurt, does it? There's just something about a flappy shirt. Lets the air in, keeps you cool. I always feel with lycra, you still sweat just as much. You still get wet. It's just obviously it seeps through. I don't know. Anyway. Of course, I do have an endurance bike, and even that isn't fully slammed, so I still don't think I can be accused of being a roadie. Not a full roadie anyway. Yeah, I was looking at the Merida Team Edition aero bike on holiday in Mallorca. Oh my god, it looks so good, especially in the team colours, the white and sort of teal, turquoise, whatever it is. Looks really good. However, it's about 40 odd millimeters lower at the front than this, and like I say, even this I haven't got slammed. It's quite a bit longer. Yeah, maybe 30 years ago. Yeah, not today. Quite happy to stick with this. I've said it before, hopefully this bike will get fed up with me a long time before I get fed up with it. I love it. I guess there's just enough aero there. It's got the cooling fins on the brake calipers. I really like that idea. You know, these brakes have got a lot of work to do with me on top of them, so yeah, extra cooling, I'm all for that. Reminds me again to change the brake pads. Don't forget, yeah, I did Julie's actually when we went away. I'm pretty sure I put new ones in the front of here, but the rear one I could tell when I was Just changing the cassette. Had a quick look, looking a bit low, so let's sort that out. I've got a pretty easy day today, it has to be said. Nothing I really need to be doing. So, bike maintenance. I still haven't washed our bikes from Tuesday night. That's a disgrace, isn't it? Yeah, Tuesday night, gravel ride. Video will be coming out soon. But I think we've still got a couple from Mallorca. I'm not sure I'm going to post both of them, I'll be honest. But yeah, Tuesday night gravel, just fantastic. Back out with the gang, as it were. No excuses now. I used to finish work at 5:30, get into Lyndhurst for 7. Yeah, it was always a push. So they sort of fell by the wayside. It's a real shame, actually. They're fantastic rides. Just sort of 20 to 25 miles through the trails of the New Forest. Never too much climbing, always no drop. And because you know, the tracks and trails in the New Forest are sort of white shingle, you know, you never really go wrong. You can easily see where you're going. You can easily see the side of the trails. And as we all know, and as we all keep saying, one of the biggest advances in cycling is actually lights. I mean, they are magnificent now, aren't they? Whatever you want to light up, you can buy one appropriate. I've got a 1000 lumen on the front here. Honestly, as I say, easy to spot the trails in the New Forest, so more than enough. If you were going on single track mud off-road on a mountain bike, yeah, you'd want something much brighter, but just for gravel riding the trails in the New Forest, 1000 to 1200 lumens is plenty. Yeah, keep an eye out. Hampshire Gravel Cyclists group on Facebook and Dorset Grit and Gravel on Facebook. There's a lot of overlap in the groups. Generally whatever gets posted as a ride on one gets shared on another. Lyndhurst, I think it's a little way out for us, but actually it's a good central point depending on where you're coming from. I think if you could get there for 7 from Salisbury, Downton, Fordingbridge area, it's well worth the effort. Right, just passing through Broomy Walk, heading down towards the Red Chute. Then we're back on the road to Ringwood. And on to Bournemouth. So if you've stuck with it so far, thank you for being with me on this one. Sorry about the Roger Penny way. That, yeah, a bit dull that. I won't do that again. Not as a video anyway. But it's a good pedally road, isn't it? If you want to train, then it's a good road just to get on and keep turning over the pedals. Yeah, you're always going to get a headwind. It's very exposed, but I think from a video point of view, I might not go that way again. Of course, this bit back towards Ringwood has just been a dream. Pretty much tailwind all the way and slightly downhill. Soft pedaling. You can't beat it, can you? Right, holes. Let's keep an eye out. Long time since I've been down here. I don't know what's been fixed and what hasn't. Yeah, still pretty bad, has to be said. Still got the 28mm tyres on from Mallorca. Maybe I should put the aero wheels and the 30mm tyres back on the bike. I don't know. Got quite a lot of climbing to do on the Isle of Wight, so I might just leave it as it is for the minute. Mallorca rules, they're still in play. Yeah, that's as much as we got there. 52.11. Ooh-wee. And then the gravity kicks in. It's amazing. It's almost like hitting a wall, it really is. Yeah, that cassette's not good, is it? Maybe it's time for a new chain, new cassette. Been on there for a while actually. Right, through the twisties. I would think that this road is possibly a little too tight on a motorbike, but on a bike, those little chicanes and turns like that, yeah, it's alright. It's a good road. Okay. Come on. Fat lump. Jeez. I don't remember ever being this slow through here. Nothing behind. big hole. And here we are, back at the ford. And back into Ringwood. So I'm going to call it there. Battery must be just about to run out. So if you join me this far into the video, well done, thank you for riding along with me. Take care and catch you on the next one. Oh, I wonder if the cafe's open. No, stop it, I mustn't think like that.